Hi guys! So today I did a video that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. It's over highlighting and contouring, mainly contouring, but they go hand in hand, but for the majority of the time of the video I did contouring. And the reason that that's all I focused on is because I think that it's a skill and a part of makeup that if you don't kind of understand the background and the basis for it, it can be kind of tricky. And it's once you get the hang of it, it's easy, and once you figure out kind of what works for you, it's easy. But until you get there, it's hard. For me, it took me a long time to figure out what products I liked the best, what brushes I liked the best, exactly what I needed, what I didn't need. This is just what I have found works for me, and I think it will be helpful for others as well. If you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. I hope this is an informative video, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at. Thanks for watching. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And before I get started, I just wanted to say a couple of quick things. I have already done my face makeup, and as you can see, it's quite a bit lighter than the rest of my body because I got some sun last weekend. And so I haven't actually gone out and gotten new foundation, and that's okay because that's the whole point of bronzer, for me at least. I love bronzer because I can warm up my face so much using bronzer. Unless it's like a dramatic difference, then yeah, you'll need to get a new foundation. For me, it's not such a huge deal right now because my face still matches my neck. If my neck was a lot darker, I would absolutely be getting new foundation ASAP. I wouldn't wear makeup until I had the right foundation because it's so important for your makeup to match your skin. My face is a lot whiter than the rest of my body, so my makeup does match my skin and it does match my jawbone and my neck. It just doesn't look as tan as the rest of my body because it's not. So the first thing I'm going to do is just use my holy grail all-time favorite bronzer, and that's my Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer. This is not a contouring bronzer. This is just all over glowy. It doesn't have sparkle, but it has that nice glow. So I use it on a MAC 168, which I love, and I just take this around the perimeter of my face and then on my cheekbones. And I always start on the cheekbones. When I say cheekbones, it's like where I would put blush, like right in between where I would highlight and where I would contour. Just kind of, softly blending everything. This doesn't have to be super precise. Find that glowy bronzer for you. I would recommend trying this one, Sun Bunny from Too Faced. Okay. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and contour. And most people would have contoured first, but I like to just get some color in my face, kind of map out where everything's gonna be, and that allows me to do that. So as I get into this contouring, before I start, I just wanna say a couple of quick things. I know a lot of people probably already know this, but where you contour is gonna be as though there was an imaginary line from the corner of your ear to the corner of your mouth. You're gonna go 2 finger spaces in from the corner of your mouth. You should never go past that 2 finger space mark, in my opinion. You don't want to have, major line down here. I stay just at that top inch of that imaginary line. I don't go further than about here, at least with my very dark contouring. Sometimes I'll contour a little bit further down, maybe like to the middle of my eye, where the middle of my eyebrow would would intersect with that line. So imagining there was a imaginary line from the middle of my eyebrow and one here. Where those 2 lines intersect is where I would stop. I also do the perimeter of my forehead because I want to give my forehead a little bit smaller of an effect. I don't do very much because I don't have a very big forehead, so I don't want to make it look super small. But I just, bronze it up a little bit, and I do the temples as well. And then I know a lot of people like to go down, they call it the 3, or the backwards E on the face, and they like to do down here. I'm not huge on the jawbone. I think my jaw has the structure I need on its own, but if you would like to create a stronger effect, by all means, do some contouring on your jawbone. However, you have to be very careful with that so it doesn't look like you have a makeup line, because I've seen where that happens, where girls are contouring right here, and then it looks like they have a line of makeup that's dark, and so you don't want that. So just be cautious with doing that. That's the one thing I am cautious about when I do my chin. I also do underneath my lip to create a more like pouty lip. So I just do a little bit underneath my lip, and then I do my nose. For my nose, I want my nose to look thinner. So I go in slightly from the actual bone structure. So I start at the real bone at the top and then I go in slightly. Then I do a V at the tip of my nose here and a line across the bridge because I want to have my nose have like a lifted kind of button nose effect. So that's why I do that. So those are the places that I contour. Now, if you have a nose that is already thin, you won't want to do that. Or, you know, if you want your nose to look maybe not so buttony, you might not want to do the V down there and the bridge. But wherever you put the contour, it's gonna kind of hide that, or, you know, that's gonna kind of be less pronounced on your face. That's the point of the contouring. Highlighting is gonna highlight it. It's gonna draw attention to that point of your face. So for contouring, I've gone through many different brushes. My favorite brush that I have found so far is the Morphe E8 from their Elite collection. I know that sold out really quickly. I actually got this, like, after everything else was sold out, they still had this, and I was really happy because it's what I wanted. But if you can't get your hands on this, my other favorite is the Makeup Geek small round blush brush, another excellent brush for contouring. What I would do next is just take this brush and I'm gonna go ahead and get my bronzer. Now I have a few different bronzers I want to touch on before I go any further. So I have two different bronzing kits. I have my favorite, the Kat Von D Shade Light Palette. It is awesome. Looks like this. It's a little on the pricey side. So if you're not ready to make that investment yet, you don't know how you feel with bronzer, I'd recommend getting this first. This is the NYX contour palette. I think it's like 15, 16 bucks at Ulta. It's really great. I personally like the Kat Von D one just a little better because I find that those colors are so creamy and they just blend so well. This is not quite as smooth. It's great, but this is just above and beyond, like unparalleled. There is nothing that compares to this in my opinion when it comes to bronzer. So this is not bad, it's just not as high quality. And and that's obvious because when you pay 50 bucks for something, you're not just paying 50 bucks for hopefully, because it's just, oh, I want to spend more money. You're paying for the product you get. And with makeup, I have found, thank goodness for the most part, when you spend a good amount of money on makeup, there's a reason. So I'm gonna get to contouring. So I'm gonna start out with this NYX palette, and I'm gonna use the warmer color on the very end. I'm gonna take it on my brush and I'm gonna tap my brush. Always tap your brush before you put it on your face. And I'm just gonna start that line. So like in the Shade Light palette, you have the warmer shade in the middle. Warmer, by warmer I mean it's got a little more red base to it. Then you have the cooler tone shade on the end. That one's got a little bit more blue undertone. And when I say blue, I don't literally mean bright blue, but it's a cool toned color on the color scale. And then on the very end is for deeper skin tones, and that's a very deep brown. I actually do use that occasionally if I want a very intense contour. So I'm gonna go, I always start with the warmer one for my skin, then I'll go in with the more cool toned one at the very end. So I'm just gonna put this on the perimeter of my forehead again. And this is the warmer shade in the Shade Light palette. I'm just alternating between both because they're both great. I'm gonna take a Sigma E25, which is just a blending brush, but it's small, and that's what I'm gonna use for my nose and under my lip. And I'm gonna take this into the more cool toned bronzer because this one's gonna be I want this to have a very shadowy effect. And the cooler toned bronzer creates that kind of gray muted shadow look that I'm going for around the nose. And you just need very little under that lip. You don't need a lot. So that is it for the cool toned bronzer on the nose. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that on my Sigma E8, that cool toned one, and I'm gonna put that up just at the very top of that imaginary line, just to create a little bit deeper of a contour up here. And that will give me the effect of my cheeks being a little more sunken in, like fishy face kind of look. I want to touch on a couple of other colors that I really like and some bronzers that I absolutely love for contouring. If you don't want to get the whole kit, you want to just get one color. Bahama Mom is an excellent cool toned bronzer by The Balm. You can get this at Kohl's or you can get this online at thebalm.com. Excellent, excellent shade. I love it. I also have the Balm Desert. This is a bronzing blush. It's matte. I like this kind of how I like my Sun Bunny, you know, just as a blush type, you know, warm the face up a little bit. This could also be used for contouring because it is matte. However, I wouldn't recommend it. And I don't think I've mentioned that yet. A lot of people probably know this already, but just in case you don't, I just want to put it out there. You do not want to contour with shimmery, glowy shades. You want to contour with matte shades. That's why, as you noticed, like in the Shade Light palette, every shade is matte. In the NYX palette, there are some shimmery tones in there. I would not recommend contouring with that because it's not going to give you that muted kind of shadow effect because it's going to be emphasizing, it's going to be drawing in light and it's going to be pronouncing that because of the glow. So yeah, essentially you could use this for contouring, but it's got some pink in there that would make it a better blush in my opinion, but still a great bronzer to have. The other one that I really love is my Hoola bronzer from Benefit. And I don't know if I have it in here right now, but it comes in a nice little box and it's a great warm bronzer. So the opposite of the Bahama Mama, it's more warm. It is very light, so it would work on, if you have very fair skin, that would be a great one to try for contouring because it's not too dark that you're gonna just look like, you know, you have orange or brown or dirt on your face or something. Now, for me with highlighting, I prefer highlights that are more pearly white in tone than gold or peach. I like gold and peach highlights, but I just feel that for my skin color, white undertones reflect best. So the highlight that I'm using right now is the Hard Candy Third Time's a Charm Baked Trio, and I just use the light color in here. I got this at Walmart, I think, and it was pretty good price. I think it was like $9 or something, but that's pretty decent for, you get a blush, a bronzer, and a highlight. I haven't really used the blush and bronzer, in all honesty. I got this for the highlight and I love it. Okay, so I'm taking a setting brush from Real Techniques and I'm gonna put this on the highest points of my face. So I'm gonna start with my cheekbone and I'm putting it on the actual bone. I think it ties the whole face together. I don't know what it is about highlight, but it really does. Taking a little on my finger, I'm gonna put it on the tip of my nose. Occasionally I'll put it down the center of my nose as well, but I really like it on the tip to, again, emphasize that kind of button nose look. And then I always put it on my Cupid's bow. And this will give you a more pronounced upper lip. Now I'm gonna put a little bit above my eyebrow. And a lot of times I'll use this as my brow bone highlight as well. But today I'm gonna probably use something else. Okay, that is the highlight. That's where I like to put it. You know, some people like to put it more. I actually also put it on my collarbones a lot and like the top of my shoulders because I just want to have like a nice glowy summery look. This is great for that. Okay, so that is everything for my face as far as bronzer and color and blush and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera and I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. So this is the completed face look. I did do my eye makeup and my lips, so it looks a little different. And then also it got dark outside, so I had to turn on my light. So the lighting is slightly different than it was when I was actually doing my makeup. But I just wanted to let you guys know I did do one last thing to my face. I applied my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This is a powder. It's not like a mattifying face powder though, it's more of a luminous face powder. And so it gives my skin kind of like a luminous finish versus just kind of being matte. And I got that already from the highlighter, but I still like to put a little bit of this on just to kind of give, you know, just kind of seal everything and just give it like just one more added piece of like illumination and luminosity. So yeah. I hope that this video was informative. If you guys have any questions or comments, link them in the boxes below. I'll put all the products that I used in the detail box. I think that I'll be able to get everything, but if I forget something or you have any other questions, just let me know. I'm really happy I got to do this video. I've been wanting to do it for a while, so thanks for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you're at, and I'll see you guys next time.